Hi everybody, welcome to another balloon tutorial. Today we're going to be making Jack Sparrow. If you made the other pirate, you can see Jack's going to be just as easy. And that's the cool thing. With small additions though, we're definitely going to add some hair on the back here. Let me go and turn around so you guys can see. We're going to add the little pistola. I think for pirates though, it wasn't pistola, right? Maybe Spanish pirates. But otherwise, we'll call it the blunderbuss. Is that what it's called? Please correct me if I'm wrong. And then we're also going to add the little beads. You see, look, we put little beads on Jack there. That'll really help sell that it's Jack. Now, you notice though that these actually, if you look at those, I had to color those. Feel so sad that I had to color those because I didn't think ahead of time, and I only had clear beads. So the inspiration for this though was Mr. Jeffrey Hayes when he upgraded the other pirate to make it super cool. So I was like, oh no, I better do just to tag along his inspiration there and make Jack Sparrow, so that way if anybody's wondering how would I do that, here's an idea, and then you can go off and do your own thing, of course, you know. So anyway, there it is. There's Mr. Jack Sparrow. Let me give him a quick spin. Alrighty, so let's go over the balloons we're going to be using today. We have our, aside from those, I'm also going to be using some rubber bands. Okay, you might have noticed on the weapon there that I'm using a rubber band there. You don't have to. If you have a piece of balloon, put that on there. But nice part about the rubber band is you can double it, and then you don't have to deal with that little the area where you tie it together. So anytime you start to get around this pinch twist area right here on the bottom, adding any additions of balloon, like little hunks of balloon, really start to mess with that shape and stuff. So by having the rubber band, it gives a real clean look. So anyway, there it is. And so again, these are rubber bands I use. Ta-da! They're size 19. They're like if you do the Crazy Man handcuffs. Anybody remember that? Crazy Man. I feel like people are calling it different things these days. Yeah, this trick, right, where the rubber bands pass through one another. Whoa! All right, so let's get to it. Let's go talk about the balloons we're going to be using today. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All 260s, guys. All 260s. There you go. And let's look at the tail. Look at that. Not too bad. A little over halfway, I would say, for that blush. And then our black. See, I left a little bit of a hand's grip there. Okay. And then we have our dark blue. There you go. And one thing to point out also before we move forward is you could definitely do white for the sleeves there. I just did blue, all of it, just because I wanted to. I'm always looking to shave off time any place I can, and that's a minor discrepancy to not have white sleeves on Jack. So, and then we're gonna use brown for the boots and the pants together, and then red for his little for his scarf. I always say his little scarf. I feel like that diminishes his value a little by saying, "Oh, look at your cute little scarf," right? So, anyway, let's go ahead and if you've never, the other thing is, well, I'm so scattered today, is a black markers I'm going to use, and I think I'm going to simplify the art than what's seen here. Actually, no, I'll tell you what. I'll just do verbatim, like just copy exactly that. That way you can see it being done, and then also, then you'll be able to simplify it once you see like, oh, okay, maybe I don't want to try that. Go easier, right? Won't hurt because if you simplify the art a little bit, I think as long as you keep the mustache and the goatee, those are the big things that are going to help sell that is Jack Sparrow. But aside from that, all the rest of the additions I think are also going to help as well. So it'll come all together. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and bring the sound down, and I'll do voiceover. That's how I usually do it. So here we go. Let's bring that sound down. So we're going to start it the same way we did the other pirate. We're going to go ahead and start with the top part, and then we'll move down to the legs, and then we'll finish with the pieces for the head, and we'll finish last with the gun. And I think that's pretty much it. The gun and the beads will be the last thing because those are the accessories. So we started about with the 3-finger there. We're going to do 2 pinch twists followed with a loop. And that's that. We'll finish with the last arm right there. There we go. Excuse me, the second arm. It's only a first and the last arm, I guess, when we're doing balloon twisting, if that makes sense. There we go. So you may hear in the background here, I'm trying to do my best to find a quiet place to do voiceover this time, but there's some guys chopping up wood around our house since trees had fallen. So you might hear a chainsaw here and there, but I'm going to do my best to just keep powering through it so you can hopefully focus on this and not listen to the chainsaw going on. So right now we got our legs, and so it's 2 loops. It's a loop, a pinch twist, and a loop. As you can see, and the loop's about 3 fingers there if you notice on the brown balloon. So go ahead and pull it through. That way we get our leg. And then we're just going to meet it right up on the other side there. Twist that away. And one mistake that I make here, and later I'll fix that, is I let that brown balloon go. I shouldn't have done that because I'm going to be using that for the bottom of the gun. So there we are. So now we got our legs. And now we can actually start moving on to the head portion of the character. And so that's going to be our blush and our red and our black in this case. The last one was just a blush and a red. But there we are. So it's about a 4-finger there. Then we're going to do a pinch twist for an ear. And then we're going to go right back to where we started, back to the nozzle, matching those two up. And then we'll do another pinch twist. So hopefully this design, like I said, if you made the other one, you'll be like, oh, okay, this is easy. And I'm not going to get rid of that just yet. And another thing that I'm going to do differently also on the red here is you notice that I'm making that bandana much longer than I did the other one. So it's about 8 fingers for this one. Okay. And let's go ahead and just go back across the ear. I'm going to go right back again where we came from. There we are. And I'm just twisting in there and just make sure securing that, make sure it's good to go. And I'm just going to match those two. And you can try to shape the bandana. It doesn't hurt, you know, to try to shape it, but I didn't find it necessary. And the other thing I was going to say is we get ready to move on to the black balloon here is, oh, pardon me. I almost forgot. I need to attach the, speaking of black balloon, it had fallen behind the table there. So let me go ahead and put that to the side. There we go. All right. So one thing I almost stopped or forgot was that red is going to be used to, you know, as the chin strap to put the head on there, just like the other pirate again. So I'm just going to hold it against there, wrap it around. And one thing that I did differently here, if you notice, is I'm going to keep my thumb in place there. So you see how I'm holding my thumb there? That ensures that I do keep a gap. And it seemed to be the right amount of slack as I've been playing with this. You know, so it doesn't become too tight or too difficult to get your hand in there to attach the head, because like I said, it's that chin strap piece that's going to hold on to it. So let me go ahead and break that off. We're done with the blush, but for now, but don't get rid of it because we're going to use it for our hands at the end. Okay. So again, in regards to trimming down on time, you can definitely do your hands out of that blue balloon if you really don't feel like doing them in blush. This is just if you want to go that extra mile, and definitely adds a little bit more time. But if you got it, you know, definitely do it, and it looks more impressive. So starting with the hair here, and you can also do this. Again, this is one of those balloons. I was just trying to keep everything the same size. You could definitely do this in 160, and it'll probably look pretty cool too. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. You know, you don't have to do exactly how I'm doing it, which is kind of cool. You know, you got your interpretation of it. So I went around one of the ears, around the back of the head, and then around the other ear, as you can tell. And right now I'm just shaping it a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and keep this piece because this is going to be the top part of our gun. So just trying to make use of all the balloons here. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and tie that off real quick. And if you have your cutter, I didn't trim this down in this case. I'm going to roll the knot a little bit so I get a little more balloon out of there and also help soften it up. There we are. Alrighty, so it looks like we're good to go. Alright, so now once that's done, I can go ahead and attach it to the body and through the chin strap. So what I'm doing is I put my fingers through there. Now I'm just going to reach for the pinch twist, and once you get it on there, just, you know, check for its, you know, how centered is it before you start giving it a twist. That way the head doesn't end up getting cocked to the left or the right when you do that. Real simple thing to do. Doesn't take, you know, but a second, just to ensure that your character is looking, you know, correctly. Alrighty, so now that that is done, feeling good about that, just making sure the aesthetics are all good, just a little check. Alrighty, and so now what we can do is we can go ahead and since we had that blush balloon right there, we can go ahead and create the hands. And you know what keeps happening is I keep dropping the balloon all over the place. And so what I started doing here is you hear me talking about the hands. Let me go ahead and get that real quick. It's my 160 pump because, like I said, I had let that 260 brown get away from me. But you see, not a lot to it right there. We're going to do a 2-finger segment followed by a pinch twist, followed by a 3-finger segment, followed by another pinch twist. So may sound like a lot to say, but it's really fast if you know your balloons. So there it is. So there's our 2-finger, there's our pinch twist, there's our 3-finger segment, followed by a pinch twist. There we go. And that's going to be pretty much it for that. And you see that I I left my cutter somewhere. I'm always taking it off and putting it in the weirdest places, and then I find it later like, oh, there you are. There it is. So that's pretty easy. Again, 2-finger pinch twist and then 3-finger. Okay, just making sure we get those measurements right. So you can see it's real basic gun, which is really cool because you could probably just use it on its own as well. So there's our black balloon. We're gonna go ahead and do a tulip twist. So we just push it down inside there, grab that knot, push it back up inside the balloon. Alrighty. And so now you just decide how long you want it to be. How long you want the barrel to be. There you go, kind of what I did there. I think I ended up doing about, if I look at it, it's probably about, I would say 6 to 7 fingers. Okay, just so you know. Alrighty, so good. Now we can finish with the black. And you saw that I just broke that off. Okay, so you can see about how much it extends over the brown balloon. All right, so now I got my rubber band. You see I'm just winding it around there, and I end up winding it around 3 times is what I did. And then I just adjust the gun to make sure that it looks good. Again, just working on the aesthetics there. If I have to, I slide it back a little bit. There we go. So I think it ends up looking pretty cool. And I want to say that I've seen a handful of people make a gun that way, like in a similar fashion. So I was just following what I've seen. So anyway, you can probably hear the chainsaw in the background. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and keep talking through this. So right now I'm doing the blush pinch twist. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the, you see I did 2 of them. Oopsie. That's like if you're watching this tutorial, or it feels like I dropped that many times. Like I was dropping balloons many times. But you see I did 2 pinch twists, and then I wrapped the gun in there. And now what I can do, now that that's done, there it fell again. Oh my goodness. I just was trying to keep everything. I was just trying to keep everything right there. I don't know why I didn't put it over behind me. I guess I just wasn't thinking. So anyway, we just did 3 pinch twists. That's for our other hand. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap those into the blue. See, I have the nozzles there. So on the bandana side, I put the 3 pinch twists that I did. I put them there for his left hand. And then on the right hand side, I'm going to add the gun there. So we're going to say he's right-handed, I guess. There we go. It goes against everything I believe because I'm left-handed. But anyway, no, it just helps even everything out because the bandana is on that side, so it really helps to have the gun on the other side. There we go. So we pretty much made it to the end. The last thing we're going to do is the beads. So all I did is I tied a knot on the end of the beads, and I just dropped 3 onto the rubber band there. So you can see I just got it dangling. There we go. And I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around the ear. And then I'm going to go ahead, once it wraps around the ear one time, I'm going to go ahead and pull the rubber band to the right, towards the bandana. And what it's going to do is it's going to cause it to just, all the friction is there because of the elasticity. There you go. And it just hangs there now, and we're good to go. So I was just showing there. Alrighty, we made it. Thanks for hanging. Hey, let's get to the artwork. Stick around. We made it. Yes. So hopefully when you're trying to do this, it's not too bad for you. I kept dropping the balloon. I don't know, I must have lost my mind. But you know what? The surface, there's a folder here, and it's normally not there. And it's kind of messing with everything. I usually put my balloons right there. So anyway, let's go over the art. Get my marker here. And so I go ahead and take a look at this one more time. There you go. Okay. All right. And I'm actually going to be looking at it as well, but sometimes, or actually most of the time, if I draw it once, then I can get pretty good at drawing it like over and over. So just comes with time. That's all. So so here we go. I'm going to start with his nose. So I'm going to give him a bit of a pointy nose, almost like if you're drawing a heart. Think about that, you know, except we're not going to close it up. And I'm just going to go up one side there. There you go. Okay. And then I'm going to do the mustache right from there, actually. And because I'm using this chisel tip marker, I can actually lay it on its side, and it's going to help me get that mustache real quick, okay? But if you have to draw it, though, I mean, you can just, look, I'm gonna draw it right now. And then I'll go to fill it in. There we go. So you can see kind of an idea about what it would look like. Okay, there we are. Now I just filled it in. And I'm gonna go ahead and get our bottom lip there. There we go. And add the goatee. There we are. And then we'll just add the lips in there, and in this case I'm just going to do a line straight across just to indicate. There you go. And so also I was saying earlier that if you don't want, like for the eyes in this case, you don't feel like drawing them like I'm going to do them here, let me go ahead and show you how I'm going to do them. So these are going to be the eyes, and then it will go above it with the eyebrows. So let me go ahead and add them on here real quick. Okay, there goes the top. There's the upper eyelid there, and then we're going to go underneath. Okay. So you see they aren't perfect. We're not going for like almond shapes or anything like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath it again to create a thick some the eyeliner in this case, because that was one of the things with his character is he's wearing like an eyeliner. So there you go. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and do our eyebrows, and there we go. And last but not least, I didn't want him looking straightforward because I was looking up pictures of clip art and stuff like that, and a lot of times they have Jack Sparrow's character like looking like, you know, he's like a little shifty-eyed, looking left or right. So keep that in mind. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have him looking to his left. There we are. Okay. So it ain't perfect, but it works. You know, I think people will recognize that it's supposed to be Jack Sparrow, which is pretty cool. I think it's pretty neat. But we made it to the end. We did the artwork. Hopefully you had fun watching me drop these doggone balloons. It happens. So yeah, one of the things to remember is if you don't have any of these regular rubber bands, you probably got some laying around, right? Or if you work in an office somewhere, I'm sure there's some laying around there too, right? And then I'm not saying steal some, but I know sometimes what's a rubber band, right? Anyway, and then these little beads, I get mine at the Dollar Tree, so you can get like only like, I don't know, about $1 million for $1. So anyway, I think that'll be something fun to add. So anyway, we made it to the very end here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Be happy to have you. And then if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs-ola, right? Thumbs up. And so, and then if you know somebody who might be able to use this, please share it. And then as always, comment down below and say, hey, I like that pirate, I could use that pirate. Or if you say, you know what, that pirate's all right, but I could use that gun, use the gun. That's what it's all about, right? Find little pieces here and there that you like from it and use it in your regular balloon. That way you can look good for your clients, right? And have fun with everybody that you meet with your balloon twisting. So until next time, happy twisting.